Welcome to this video where we will discuss how the privatization of energy has led to the bankruptcy of Britain. Energy privatization has been a long-standing issue in the UK, and it has been controversial since its implementation. Many experts have criticized the government's decision to privatize energy, and its effects are felt to date. In this video, we will explore how the privatization of energy has affected consumers, energy companies, and the UK economy as a whole. Background on energy privatization in the UK. Energy privatization in the UK began in the 1980s when the Conservative government initiated a series of policies aimed at liberalising the energy sector. The government's objective was to reduce the state's involvement in energy production and increase private sector participation. The policy led to the privatization of state-owned companies such as British Gas, electricity boards, and Nuclear Electric. These companies were sold to private investors, and they became the UK's leading energy providers. Since then, the energy market in the UK has been dominated by a few major energy providers. Impact of energy privatization on consumers. The impact of energy privatization on consumers has been significant. One of the major consequences of energy privatization is the rising energy prices. Private companies have been primarily focused on maximizing profits, leading to a lack of competition and rising prices. Additionally, consumer protection measures have been inadequate, and many customers have been subjected to unfair billing practices. Vulnerable populations, such as low-income households, have been particularly affected by energy privatization. These groups have been hit hard by the rising prices, leading to energy poverty. Impact of energy privatization on energy companies. Energy privatization has had a mixed impact on energy companies. On the one hand, privatization has given companies more autonomy, allowing them to operate more efficiently. However, there has been a short-term focus on profits over long-term investments, which has led to a lack of investment in renewable energy sources. Additionally, the competitiveness of UK companies has been negatively impacted by energy privatization, with companies struggling to keep up with their European counterparts. Impact of energy privatization on the UK economy. The impact of energy privatization on the UK economy has been significant. Energy prices have risen, leading to increased production costs for businesses and reduced disposable income for households. This has resulted in a negative effect on economic growth, reduced job creation, and a fall in economic activity. Additionally, the government has lost significant revenues due to the reduction in public ownership of energy companies, which has resulted in a decrease in public investment in infrastructure and social programs. Examples of energy companies bankrupted by privatization. Energy privatization has led to the bankruptcy of several energy companies in the UK. Companies such as British Gas, EDF Energy, and Scottish Power have struggled to compete in the market due to rising energy prices and lack of investment in renewable energy. The bankruptcy of these companies has resulted in job losses, reduced energy supply, and increased energy prices. Alternatives to energy privatization. There are alternative energy policies that the UK could consider to address the negative consequences of energy privatization. Public ownership of energy companies would ensure that energy companies prioritize public interest over profit maximization. Nationalization of energy companies would enable the government to implement renewable energy policies without being influenced by private investors. Additionally, community-owned renewable energy projects could provide a sustainable and community-focused energy system. In conclusion, the privatization of energy has had a detrimental effect on the UK economy, energy companies, and consumers. The rising energy prices, inadequate consumer protection measures, and lack of investment in renewable energy have contributed to the bankruptcy of energy companies and a reduction in economic growth. Alternatives such as public ownership of energy companies, nationalization, and community-owned renewable energy projects could offer a more sustainable and fair energy system for the UK.